Naruto x Boruto Storm Connections was supposed to celebrate one of the most beloved anime fighting game franchises ever, but instead of adding on to greatness, CC2 and Bandai Namco gave us the cash grab of hell. They legit gave us the worst Storm game as of late. In this video, we're gonna break down how greed turned Storm Connections into a shallow cash grab and how Connections genuinely might be the worst Storm to date. The entire story mode was beyond lazy. Like, they really gave us a here boy dang ass story mode. Like, the story mode was just a PowerPoint presentation with slight effects added to them. Instead of copying in-game cutscenes from past Storm games and upscaling them, they gave us a Microsoft PowerPoint story mode. The only time you get to see in-game cutscenes is during boss battles, but those suck too because they decided to redub the voice lines and that shit sounds terrible. This isn't even just me complaining, it genuinely sounds bad.
Right on, all right.
On top of that, did y'all peep the lip syncing? That shit look horrendous. But Ron, it's a video game, calm down. I understand that, but in Storm Connections, it is actually abysmal. Like, that shit is so bad, it's hilarious. Like, while I'm making this video, I feel like a complete dummy for even buying the game. And this might be me just cherry picking, but for some reason in this game, they chose to make the blood black, despite in every other game, the blood is red. Like, what are we doing? For some reason, Storm Connections unlocks every character for you, and that just adds on to the cash grab argument because it makes you not want to play the game if I already have everything. Like, what is the incentive of playing the game? They advertised this game as the one Storm game with the biggest roster ever, but what actually happened was this: they removed the feature that allowed you to select the jutsu prior to you starting the game. Again, a feature that has been in every Storm game. They did this so they can take out multiple character blocks with repeated characters and make it seem like we have more characters when we really don't. Take DMS Kakashi for example. What sense does it make to restrict him to use 2 jutsu when that version of Kakashi can use every jutsu from his prior self? Why not keep it the same and use the presets that we had like we did in past games? It gets even more nasty when you take into the fact that every character from the Konoha 12 has an adult version of themselves as their own character, despite them being the exact same character. They don't have no new skill sets, they don't have no new awakenings. Bro, just make them into a costume like you did in Storm 4. And it really makes you upset when you think of all the characters that they put in past games and all the characters that could have been in this game. Like, bro, we really wasted our money. This game literally reflects the state of anime games. Companies like Bandai Namco prey on anime fans' desire to play their favorite anime and video game format. Storm Connections is so lazy. Instead of reanimating Sasuke's Phoenix Flower Jutsu, they just gave him Sarada's animation so that they could save money. I'm not gonna go into mechanics because that's not what this video is about, but when you change the way your game is played, like the entire gameplay mechanics to promote faster matches, you're basically saying we don't care about what y'all actually like. We don't care about balancing our game as long as we're getting paid for it. If you've played Storm Connections and then you played Storm 4, there is a clear distinct difference that Storm 4 is the superior game in terms of mechanics. This game is called Naruto x Boruto, but the game barely has any Boruto in it. At the time of this game's announcement, Boruto had already had enough characters in the anime and manga to give us a decent roster of Boruto characters to put in the game. Like, instead of giving us story arcs from Boruto's anime or manga, they give us some random ass filler arc as if they don't have material to use. Again, it's just lazy and predatory marketing. The Boruto anime concluded in March 2023. This game's release date was announced in August 2023. Bro, y'all had more than enough time. And there's no excuse because Naruto Shippuden was not finished when Storm 4 came out. Storm 4 concluded Naruto using the manga and they just made their own adaptation. The game was barely playable for Xbox players, and on the game's release, we didn't even have certain online game modes. Some people will defend Storm Connections and say things like, this isn't a cash grab because it's not a mainstream Storm game. This is like Generations or Storm Revolution. This mindset is what Bandai Namco preys on. Like, this is just bad consumerism. If you have this mindset, you are consumerism final boss. I don't even understand this stance because in attempts to defend the game, you're indirectly understanding that the game is bad. You're just accepting it because it's not a Storm game that follows the original Naruto Storm continuity. Those games being Storm 1, 2, 3, and 4. I went back and I played Storm Generations and Storm Revolutions for the sole purpose of this video, and I didn't want to appeal to my own ignorance. And I must say, both these games are still 10 times way better better than Storm Connections. I hadn't played Storm Revolution in years, but when I loaded it back up, everything felt fresh. Like it or not, Storm Revolution was doing their own thing. They were being creative. Revolution introduced a lot of new gameplay and mechanics that hadn't been in no other Storm games. And whether you like it or not, you cannot deny that they gave us an original Storm game. I will say Storm Generations is a bit on the lower end in terms of Storm games, but you want to know one thing that Storm Generations did do? They gave us characters that for some reason are still not playable in Storm Connections. This video kind of sucked to make because if you're like me, you know, growing up as a 2000s baby, the Storm series was like, it was our freaking game. I never thought I'd find myself shitting on a game from this series, but you know, here we are. If Storm 5 or Boruto Storm 1 ever gets like announced, I genuinely will not be excited, or I won't pre-order the game because Bandai Namco and CC2 are greedy and they genuinely hate the people playing their game. Storm Connections is an example that proves exactly that.